Let's talk reality. If the world decides to go to hell tomorrow, your Korean SUV with touchscreens and parking assist will be nothing more than an expensive metal coffin. The moment civilization collapses, roads cease to be routes and become traps. That's where elegance dies and pure necessity is born. Today, we're not looking for the prettiest car for Instagram photos. We're looking for machines that guzzle dirty fuel and spit sand, beasts that defy the laws of physics and, if you shoot them, ask for another round. From legends that have survived real wars to bunkers on wheels designed by paranoids with deep pockets. Get ready, because if the apocalypse comes knocking, these are the only 10 keys you'll want in your hand. Turn up the volume, because today asphalt is optional. These are the 10 best 4x4 beasts to survive the end of the world. Before we begin, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all our news. If the world goes to hell, you need a car that's as simple as a rock and as brave as a soldier. The Jeep Wrangler isn't your average SUV. It's a direct descendant of the Willys that liberated Europe in the 1940s. Its ladder frame chassis is the foundation of it all. It's rigid, it's tough, and it's built to take a beating. Let's get down to brass tacks. Under the hood of the more reliable versions, like the TJ, beats the legendary 4.0-liter inline-six engine. It's not a race car engine. It's a tractor disguised as a car. It has low-end torque that lets you scale walls while the rest of us mortals get stuck spinning our wheels in the mud. And the best part? It doesn't have a central computer that goes haywire if it gets a little wet. But here's the real survival trick. The Wrangler is like a giant Lego set. Need more visibility? Take off the roof. Need to escape an ambush? You remove the doors with a couple of screws. Did a part break in the middle of nowhere? There are millions of Jeeps in the world, so finding replacement parts is easier than finding canned food. It has solid Dana 44 axles that can handle jumps, rocks, and whatever the end of the world throws your way. It's small, it's agile, and it can go where an armored truck would get stuck. The Wrangler doesn't offer luxury. It offers you a way out when all roads are closed. If the Jeep is a mountain goat, the Mercedes-Benz Unimog is a rhino on steroids. Forget everything you think you know about pickup trucks. The Unimog wasn't designed for the streets, it was designed for where the streets haven't even been invented yet. Its name comes from Universal Motorgerät, which in German basically means Universal Motorized Tool, and it certainly lives up to the name. Here's the key difference between the men and the boys: the portal axles. While in a typical 4x4 the axles go directly to the center of the wheel, in the Unimog the differentials are raised. This gives it ground clearance that defies logic. You can drive over logs a meter high or rocks that would wreck the oil pan of any other vehicle without even scratching the paint. Underneath that imposing cab, an extremely rugged 6-cylinder turbodiesel engine usually beats. Don't expect to win a sprint, but with its up to 20-speed transmission, the Unimog has so much torque it could tow a freight train if you asked it to. What's more, its chassis is flexible. It twists like a snake to keep all 4 wheels planted on terrain where others would tip over. It can ford rivers 1.2 meters deep and climb 45-degree inclines fully loaded. In an apocalypse scenario, the Unimog isn't just a vehicle. It's a mobile bunker capable of hauling tons of supplies across a swamp. If the road doesn't exist, the Unimog simply creates one. If your apocalypse plan involves getting lost in the most remote corners of the world where even radio signals don't reach, you need a Land Rover Defender. Forget the modern version, crammed with sensors and expensive plastics. We're talking about the classic Defender, a machine that seems to have been designed with a ruler, a set square, and an absolute disregard for comfort. What makes this vehicle a legend of survival is its aluminum body. In a world where maintenance will be a thing of the past, while other cars turn into rust heaps, the Defender will remain untouched. It's light, it's tough, and above all, it's eternal. Under the hood, the most sought-after versions have the 300 TDI engine, a diesel power plant so basic you could run it on cooking oil if things get really bad. There's no electronics here to fail after an electromagnetic pulse. Everything is mechanical. Its permanent all-wheel drive system and center differential lock are pure heavy-duty clockwork. It has a modular design that lets you mount roof racks, extra fuel tanks, or even a turret if you get creative. It's the car explorers used to conquer the deserts of Africa and the jungles of the Amazon. For the Defender, a ruined city is just a Tuesday morning. It's not fast, it's not quiet, and it'll probably leave you deaf after 100 kilometers. But I guarantee it will pull you out of hell when all the other cars have given up.
Forget the Hummer you see in rap videos or the one your neighbor uses to go to the golf course. That's a toy. The real AM General Humvee, the M998, is a pure, unadulterated war machine, designed for one thing: survival where everything else perishes. It wasn't designed to show off, it was designed to allow a soldier to blast his way across the battlefield under a hail of bullets. Let's start with the terrifying facts. This monster is over 6 feet wide, giving it gravity-defying lateral stability. You can tilt it at impossible angles without it tipping over. But what truly makes it king of the combat zone is its aircraft-engineered steel chassis and axles with reduction gears at the wheels. This allows for a near-flat floor, protecting all vital components from rocks, debris, or any other obstacles you might encounter in a ruined city. Under the hood, it houses a 6.2 or 6.5-liter V8 diesel engine. Don't expect 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration. What you get is an engine designed to run for decades with minimal maintenance. It also features a central tire inflation system, CTIS. If the terrain turns to loose sand or deep mud, you reduce the cabin pressure and keep going. It's designed to ford nearly a meter of water and haul a ton of gear. In the apocalypse, the Humvee isn't just transportation, it's a statement. It's wide, rugged, and has enough room for you and your crew to be the last ones standing. If there's one vehicle that needs no introduction in the world of extreme endurance, it's the Toyota Hilux. Forget modern luxuries, at the end of the world, you want one from the 80s or 90s generation. Why? Because it's the only inanimate object that seems to have a pact with the devil to never die. The technical specifications of this truck are, in reality, a declaration of war. Its 2.4-liter diesel engine, the legendary 2L, is a piece of engineering so robust it borders on the absurd. It has no turbo, no complicated electronics, just pure compression and iron. In the famous Top Gear experiment, they left it on the seashore to be swallowed by the tide, set it on fire, and placed it on top of a 20-story building that was demolished with explosives. The result? They only needed basic tools and a little WD-40 to get the engine roaring again. It has a rigid front axle system in older versions. That's virtually indestructible and a cargo capacity that allows you to carry supplies, fuel, or even mount a machine gun in the bed, something that, incidentally, has made it a favorite vehicle in every irregular conflict on the planet. The Hilux isn't just a pickup truck, it's the global standard for survival. It's simple, lightweight compared to other monsters on this list, and so fuel efficient that you can stretch your fuel reserves to the limit while everyone else is left stranded. If cockroaches survive the apocalypse, they'll do it driving a Hilux. If your doomsday plan isn't to hide, but to make a full-throttle escape before the horizon bursts into flames, the Ford F-150 Raptor is your all-wheel drive fighter jet. While others on this list crawl along, the Raptor simply ignores the ground. We're not messing around with small engines here. Under that bulging hood roars the supercharged 5.2-liter Predator V8, a beast inherited directly from the Mustang Shelby GT500. We're talking 700 horsepower and torque that could move an aircraft carrier. If you need to blast through a roadblock or escape a danger zone, this truck will launch you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, even on loose dirt. It's basically brute force wrapped in military-grade aluminum. But the real magic lies in its lungs, the Fox Live valve suspension. These shocks read the terrain hundreds of times per second and adjust themselves. You can leap sand dunes at 150 kilometers per hour or tear through minefields of debris and land as if you're floating on a cloud. Its 37-inch tires devour obstacles that would stop any other modern pickup. Just be aware that this monster is thirsty, very thirsty. You'll need to loot every gas station you find along the way, but as long as you have fuel, you'll be the fastest and hardest target to catch in the entire wasteland. The Raptor doesn't run from the apocalypse. It makes the apocalypse come after it. If the apocalypse turns the world into a swamp, floods cities, or fills roads with snow, most of the vehicles on this list would become metal anchors. But for the Sherp N1200, that's just a Monday morning. Designed in the brutal conditions of Russia, the Sherp doesn't look like a car, it looks like a life-size toy brought to life to survive the end times. The first thing you notice are its wheels. Those giant, low-pressure tires aren't just for traction, they're the heart of the vehicle. The Sherp doesn't have a conventional suspension, the shock absorption comes from the wheels themselves. But here's the fact that will blow your mind, the Sherp floats. Thanks to the volume of air in its tires, it can navigate rivers, lakes, or thin ice without sinking. Its tires have integrated paddles that act like oars, allowing it to get out of the water and up a vertical bank of land with ease. Mechanically, it's an ode to survival. It's powered by a 1.8-liter Doosan diesel engine that barely delivers 55 horsepower, but don't let the number fool you. Thanks to its chain drive and brutal low-range gearing, the Sherp can climb steps a meter high and spin on its own axis like a tank. It doesn't have a steering wheel, it's steered with levers, braking one side to turn the other. It's slow, its top speed barely reaching 40 km per hour, but while supercar owners are stuck in the first deep puddle, you'll be traversing lakes and debris like you own the world. If you need to get somewhere no one else can, the Sherp is your only option. If the apocalypse finds you with a full bank account but the world falling apart, the Rezvani Vengeance is your best life insurance policy. Forget everything you know about luxury SUVs, this is what happens when a war video game designer decides to build a tank for civilians. On the outside, it looks like a spaceship designed to patrol Mars, but underneath it has the chassis of a Cadillac Escalade, meaning you have General Motors' 6.2-liter V8 engine ensuring you'll never lack power. But we're not talking about horsepower here, we're talking about military-level paranoia. The Vengeance comes with a military package that sounds like something out of a James Bond movie, but it's 100% real. We're talking armored bodywork and bulletproof glass as standard. But that's just the beginning. If a mob tries to stop you, you can activate the electrified door handles to give them a shock they won't forget, or unleash a dense smokescreen to vanish from sight. Need to see through fog or spot hidden enemies? The car has a thermal night vision system that projects everything onto the dashboard. Are they throwing tear gas at you? No problem, it has an electromagnetic pulse (EMP) protection system and integrated gas masks with cabin air purifiers. It's a 3-ton vehicle that lets you cruise through the chaos in air conditioning and leather seats, while the world outside burns. The Rezvani Vengeance isn't just a vehicle, it's a message. Keep your distance from my mobile bunker if you want to live to tell the tale. If the Rezvani is a stylish bunker, the Paramount Marauder is a continent on wheels designed to ignore the fact that war exists. Forget traffic laws, this 10-ton South African monster doesn't ask for permission, it demands the right of way. It's officially classified as an MRAP, mine-resistant ambush-protected, vehicle, which means you can drive over a landmine and the only thing that will break is the pride of whoever planted it. Let's talk about some facts that will leave you speechless. The Marauder can withstand an explosion of 8 kilograms of TNT directly under its chassis or 14 kilograms on one of its wheels. In a famous Top Gear test, they placed an explosive charge on it that completely disintegrated a neighboring Hummer. The Marauder not only survived, but it started up and drove off with one tire slightly under the ground. Its hull is V-shaped to deflect the blast wave outwards, keeping the occupants alive and with all their teeth intact. To move this steel behemoth, it uses a 6-cylinder Cummins turbo diesel engine that generates such massive torque that you could knock down a brick wall without the engine revving down. It has a range of 700 kilometers, ideal for escaping conflict zones without having to search for gas stations that are no longer operating. It can carry up to 4,500 kilos of supplies in ford rivers up to 1.5 meters deep. It's so tall that you need a ladder to get in, and its windows are 9 centimeters thick, capable of stopping bursts of assault rifle fire as if they were rocks. If the apocalypse includes minefields and concrete walls, the Marauder is the only place on Earth you'd want to be. We've reached the summit, and here there are number 20-inch screens or electrified handles. There's just a machine that refuses to die. The Toyota Land Cruiser 70 series isn't just a 4x4, it's the tool humanity has chosen for the most hostile places on Earth for 40 years. If the UN, the Red Cross, and even the most extreme rebel groups on the planet agree on one vehicle, it's because this is the only one that guarantees you'll get home. What's its secret? Absolute simplicity. While other manufacturers obsess over technology, Toyota continues to build the 70 series virtually the same as in 1984. Under the hood, we usually find the legendary engine. These are engines that don't experience stress, they're designed to work in 50-degree heat in the Sahara or in the polar cold without complaint. It's a low-compression engine that can run on fuel of dubious quality, vital when you have to raid abandoned fuel depots. Its steel chassis is a solid beam that can withstand years of abuse on terrain that would disintegrate any other suspension. It has rigid axles and mechanical differential locks, pure strength that doesn't depend on a sensor that can burn out. It's the perfect balance, light enough not to sag like the Marauder, but strong enough to carry 1,000 kilos of cargo without breaking a sweat. If the world collapses, you don't want the fastest or most futuristic car. You want the one that always starts, the one that can be fixed with a wrench, and the one that has spare parts even in the most remote village on the planet. The 70 series isn't just the best 4x4 for the apocalypse, it's possibly the last machine that will remain operational on the face of the earth. There you have it. From immortal legends to high-tech bunkers. The world might end tomorrow, but with one of these 10 beasts in your garage, chaos simply becomes a new playground. At the end of the day, the question isn't whether the car will hold up, but whether you have what it takes to handle it when the asphalt is just a memory. Which of these machines would you choose for your final journey? Do you prefer the raw power of the Marauder or the eternal reliability of the Toyota? Leave your escape plan in the comments, give this video a like if you want to survive the apocalypse, and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. This is Motorsport, and remember, at the end of the world, whoever stops, loses. See you at the shelter.